If you clicked on this video, chances are you are kind of a beginner, or should I say noob, at Bedwars. Don't worry though, we've all been there, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys some of my favorite life hacks, tips, and tricks that I've picked up while playing Bedwars that you can apply to enhance your experience and actually maybe win some games. And no, don't worry, they're not going to be like, learn how to god bridge, get 20 CPS with this mouse. They're going to be actual useful stuff that you may not have knew about the game already, and you can actually practice and apply to your games to win some freaking bed wars. Now, with that being said, let's just get straight into the video. First thing I want to talk about is bed defenses. Now, I really wouldn't suggest going super defensive in a Bed Wars game because, to be honest, camping is not going to get you the win. But here are 3 bed defenses that I think everyone should at least know. And these are just 3 really reliable defenses that you'll see also a lot in game. This first one is what I like to call the elongation method. Instead of just using 8 pieces of wool to cover up your bed, instead you want to either drag out the front or the back, or you could do both and make it elongated. This way, if someone's trying to break your bed and they don't have TNT or a fireball, they would have to guess where your bed actually is inside of your defense, which can buy you a few extra seconds and give you time in order to save your bed. Now, usually, as I mentioned, 16 pieces of wool is good enough for this. However, you can, if you want, go overboard with this and create a really long defense like this one right here. You might be like, oh, that's stupid, who would fall for that? Trust me on this one, people fall for it, and I've also fallen for it myself. Now, the one I usually do is where you elongate either the front or the back. However, I've also seen people elongate the sides. Now, if you are on a map where there's a good side rush, this one would be a good option if you want to trick some people. And at the end of the day, it's a pretty decent bed defense that buys you a couple of extra seconds. And it's funny, so what could go wrong? Moving on to the second defense, I don't think it has a name, but I just call it the basic wood wool defense. If you've played Bed Wars, you've definitely seen this defense before. It's one of the most basic ones out there. And yeah, all you do is you get 1 click of wood, you elongate the front and the back, and then you use your extra pieces of wool to cover the side and the top. This way, if someone wanted to get your bed, they would have to break at least 2 pieces of blocks to get to your bed. And this is one that many sweaty people do for some reason. I always see it whenever I'm playing doubles. And yeah, this is your basic wood wool defense. Lastly, in 3s and 4s, there's the butterfly defense. To build it, you would need 1 click of endstone and 4 clicks of glass. Now, it is a little pricey on the iron side, so it does take quite a bit. But once you have this, you place the endstone down, extend the 4 pieces out like this, and then you cover all the corners and the top in glass. And now this part is optional, but most people do end up just piling a layer of wool on top just for the extra protection. And yeah, a lot of people don't buy shears, so it's honestly a pretty good defense.
Wanna see some real speed? Just show you some real speed.
The second thing I want to talk about is speed bridging. Now, don't be scared. I'm not going to tell you to freaking just god bridge or breezily or anything like that. I'm just going to be showing you guys some tips on how I got better at speed bridging and how you can start practicing as well. As you can see, I am on my single player world, and that is a lot of bridging that you can see here. It goes way out of my render distance. This is basically how I practice. If you don't know what speed bridging is, it is basically where you shift continuously while bridging so that you go a lot faster than if you were to bridge normally. I think the biggest mistake I see people do when bridging as a beginner is they do this. Now you may ask, what's wrong with that? It's normal bridging. Well, no, it is not. Instead of doing this, turn your crosshair to an angle where you can go diagonally, and this will greatly improve your speed. Now, it does take some time to find the right angle where you don't fall off or you're not on the edge of the block like this. So you just gotta practice this. This is pretty simple, to be honest. I feel like anyone who actually tried this could do it, and it is a lot faster than going like this. Moving on to actual speed bridging and how to start practicing, I think what helped me the most was finding a rhythm. How I do it is instead of spamming my right click, I just hold it down and then I time my shifts. When I started, I obviously wasn't great at it, so what I did was instead of just speed bridging like this, because that takes a lot of practice, what I did to begin practicing is going 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, shift. So that's what I mean by finding a rhythm. I always just have my right click held down and I just time my shifts every other 2 blocks. So again, I did 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, shift. Once you are completely satisfied with bridging like that, what you want to do is keep on working your way down. So it would be 1 shift, like this. 1 shift, 1 shift, 1 shift, 1 shift, 1 shift, 1 shift. From there, you go into 1 shift, shift, 1 shift, shift, 1 shift, shift, like this. 1 shift, shift, 1 shift, shift, 1 shift, shift, 1 shift, shift. So yeah, you keep on going until you're fluent enough, and by that time, you'll be able to speed bridge normally. Just a reminder again that of course speed bridging does take a lot of time and practice. As you can see, I spent a lot of time on this world practicing how to speed bridge, but if you really want to get good at Bedwars, then speed bridging is a tool that you'll for sure need to know. Now, something I don't see a lot of people do is take advantage of their quick shop. To get to your quick shop, all you need to do is access the item shop by right clicking. And basically this front page is your quick buy. This is all the stuff that I have in my quick shop. Basically, it just helps you by not having to sort through these folders, I guess, every time you want to buy something. And you'll have easy access to the things that you mostly buy all the time right on your home page. To add something to your shop, as you can see, these are all empty slots. If I want to add, for example, a bed bug, which I probably wouldn't, but if I did, I press sneak, press click, and then I can add it right here. And now that is on my quick shop. Moving on to PvP, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but one of my biggest tips for beginners is make sure you're playing on 1.8.9. Please. Not only does it make it look like you're dabbing, it can also help a lot with block hitting, which is where you hit your right and left mouse button at the same time, as well as with explosions TNT, you can take less damage as you hold down right click. I'm gonna skim through this part just because PvP in my experience takes experience, if that makes any sense. In order to be good at PvP, you just have to practice a lot. You just gotta play games and you'll develop techniques and what works for you over time. Now, as I mentioned, you can block it where you hit both of your right click and left click at the same time. Or you can do what I do and W tap. Now I can't really show what this looks like, but basically a quick explanation is where I am sprinting and at the same time I want to continuously tap my W key over and over while I'm fighting someone. This way it will allow the opponent to take more knockback, same as block hitting, letting me combo them easier or try and knock them off the void in a shorter amount of time. Now, W tapping, well, it does look kind of weird, but you do get used to it as you PvP, and to find out which one works better for you, you just gotta practice in game. There are a bunch of video tutorials online if you guys are having trouble deciding which one you want to practice, but my advice is to pick one and stick to it. One last thing I want to say for PvP is if you are out geared and someone is chasing you and you're out health as well, I can't really demonstrate because no one decided to rush me, which is kind of weird because I have an open bed. But what you can do is you can run up this way, block this area off, and then try and hit them off the edge instead of just fighting them where both of your backs are against the wall and trading hits. This way you can actually have a much higher chance of killing them, and you won't just be trading hits while you are out geared because that will end in you dying. Last but not least, there's splitting. This trick only works in doubles, threes, or fours, and essentially what it is based on how many people are doing it. The iron and gold in the generator either doubles, triples, or quadruples. To do this, it's really simple. All you need to do is to be shifted slightly out of the gen with your teammate and slowly shift towards it. You'll know you have successfully done it once you hear a pop sound. That's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope some of these tips or life hacks has helped you in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, I'm not an expert in Bed Wars, so if I said something wrong, leave me a comment telling me what it is, and also leave me a comment telling me what other tips you guys have that I didn't mention in this video. I am definitely down to make a part 2 as I have so many more tricks that I didn't have time to mention in this video. And if you're a beginner, I wish you the best of luck in your Bed Wars journey. It's a really fun game and you only get better by playing more. If you learned something new this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, you'll be automatically entered into my Java giveaway. If you already have an account, that is totally fine. You could use it as an alt. And if you don't, I don't know why you're watching this video, but you can win a free account. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I love you guys so much. Bye!